Good Thursday afternoon, guys. My name is Jerry Miller. Welcome to the I Love CVille Show. Thank you for joining us. We are live in Charlottesville, across Albemarle County, Central Virginia, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world, on the I Love CVille Network. Today's show, a damn good one, if I do say so myself. We'll talk new businesses opening in the Charlottesville area, including a skateboard shop. COVID-19 and this pandemic has put tailwinds behind certain sports. We will analyze what those sports are. Hint, 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 skateboarding is off the chain right now in popularity. If you are on 250, if you're on the bypass and you're driving by the skate park at just about any time of day, you see the skate park is crammed with skaters, kids, people, men, women of all ages enjoying this sport. We'll analyze COVID-19 and how it has influenced certain sports. And just like the business world, just like the mental health world, it has put tailwinds behind certain sports and headwinds in front of others. We'll talk about that on the show. We'll also talk the impact of the Code building on the downtown mall and compare and contrast the Code building to Dairy Market. 8 new pickleball courts are coming to a location on Ivy Road. That story for you on the I Love CVille Show. How about this very important topic? Where's the best ranch dressing around Charlottesville and in Central Virginia? Yes, I said ranch dressing. We may surprise you with some of our topics or some of our choices and suggestions. Kelly Jackson is in studio. That means Kelly's Corner. She's going to join us in about 11 minutes on the program for Kelly's Corner. Anything goes. I'm going to help myself to a drink with Kelly Jackson. Help yourself over there. That's why we have the bar for friends like you. She is in studio right now, and she's looking to wet the whistle. One of the many commonalities we have, KJ and I. All right, the first topic I want to discuss on the show today is recovery indicators. And, you know, there are recovery indicators at the national or the macro level. I'm going to be more focused on recovery indicators, signs of economic recovery at the local level. Let's go over quickly the recovery indicators at the national level. Let's talk theme parks. With theme parks reopening, you can see the road to recovery is happening. Let's talk airlines. Business travel is picking up. Frankly speaking, airlines are picking up across the board. I was reading a story in Richmond BizSense this morning, richmondbizsense.com, that was quoting the Marketing and Air Service Development Director of the Capital Region Airport Commission, which owns and operates Richmond International Airport. And frankly, the travel numbers at RIC are upticking. I think unemployment at the macro level is another way to judge the economic recovery. New York City is reopening, I think, June 1? July 1, New York City is going to reopen. That's another one at the macro level, seeing what these big, densely populated cities are doing and when they open. Let's talk road or indicators to recovery, road to recovery at the local level. Folks, it's a little different. There's some that are similar, but there's some that are very different at the local level. For example, at the macro level, we're following unemployment numbers. And we're watching the unemployment number with fingers crossed, hopefully at the macro level going down closer and closer to zero. At the local level, it's quite different. You have small business owners across Charlottesville and Central Virginia chomping at the bit, asking, begging, pleading for help to fill open jobs. At the local level, different than the national level, one of the indicators to economic recovery is whether these jobs start to get filled or not. Very different than national. Wedding, tourists, and music all in one lump sum from a local standpoint. When are we going to start having these 250 to 300 person, 400 person weddings again? When can the weddings inside be epic again? When can we have folks from all over the globe flying, driving, taking a ship, whatever the hell it is, to Central Virginia, which is the second largest wedding capital on the East Coast behind Charleston. When are the weddings going to be full tilt again at the local level? That's undoubtedly an indicator of economic recovery. The music scene. When is the Sprint Pavilion going to have Fridays after 5? When is the Sprint Pavilion going to have a fantastic show on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night? When is a tiny or intimate venue like the Southern going to be able to be filled at capacity? The Jefferson, the Paramount. These are indicators of economic recovery at the local level. Music venues, and when they can be utilized at full tilt and full force. And lastly, at the local level, when are we going to start seeing some of my favorite people that I like to see around Charlottesville and Central Virginia? And no, those favorite people, they're not Judah Wickhauer, they're not Kelly Jackson, they're not this very handsome gentleman in the black polo shirt and the khaki shorts that came in with Kelly. Not him either. It's not Dave Matthews, not my favorite people to see around town, not Chris Long, not Corin Capshaw, not Mayor Nikiah Walker, not Mayor Nikiah Walker. Imagine that, Kelly Jackson. Some of my favorite people to see around town are tourists. They come to our community with their wallets and purses open. They're eager to spend their hard-earned dollars, and then they freaking leave. They don't tax our roads. They don't tax our schools. All they do is spend nights in hotel rooms, shop, and dine at fantastic restaurants like Panera Bread, conveniently located all over Central Virginia. They spend their money at music venues, and they just have a good time, but they leave. When are we going to start seeing the tourists return on the downtown mall in Midtown on the UVA corner? You're starting to see them come back. Folks looking around, looking for the visitor center. Where's the visitor center? Well, the visitor center is right there in the bus station, right next to the two hobos that are drunk outside, sleeping next to the front door of the visitor station. You're probably going to talk to a $12, maybe a $10 an hour employee who's also managing the bus routes, and he or she may be sharing visitor perspective for you on what to do in Charlottesville. I want to see more of that because I know the economic recovery is happening. The next thing I want to talk about here, and we're about 4.5 minutes away from Kelly Jackson, we have some new news about a new business coming to Charlottesville to relay to you here in moments. 8 new pickleball courts being built. Those courts should debut June, July, maybe early August of this year on Ivy Road. I want to talk about the code building first and the impact it'll have on the downtown mall. If you know Joffrey Woodruff, you know Joffrey Woodruff spares no expense. The man is rich. I think that's safe to say. The man is filthy rich. He donates $125 million to the University of Virginia to create a data science school, which is a farm system for his hedge fund and his portfolio of businesses. Brilliant move. He donates $12 or $13 million to UVA and the Boar's Head to build a global squash center that literally attracts global squash competition and tournaments to Charlottesville and Albemarle County. This guy, when he wants to spend money, he drops ducats, okay? And he's doing the ice park. And he's changing the ice park from a skating facility to an epicenter for business, for entrepreneurship, and for innovation. Yes, he's going to portfolio or house a lot of the businesses he's invested in within the code building. Yes, he's doing that. But it's also, even more importantly, going to be an epicenter for economic activity in downtown Charlottesville. When this building comes on market and is finished later this year, there will be a sense of rejuvenation. There will be a sense of what could come from this. Excitement, novelty that will be percolating or emanating around the downtown mall. And I'm going to tell you, downtown Charlottesville with the 20 to 25% vacancy rate needs some positivity percolating the streets of Charlottesville, Virginia. So I'm going to ask Kelly this question, and I'm giving her a tip because she's 2 minutes away and she's sitting to my left, to your right on screen. The code building or dairy market, what will have a greater impact on Charlottesville? I'm still going to say Dairy Market and Dairy Central will have, or as we reflect, will have the greatest impact I'd say over the last 10 or 15 years for new development in the city of Charlottesville. You got apartments, you got major employers, you got a food hall, you got a beer hall, you got live music, you got a converted building that was underachieving, and now it literally is one of the Tony super cool places to go. I say Dairy Market has more of an impact on Charlottesville, but the Code building, still an incredibly positive impact. 60 seconds from Kelly Jackson, 2 items out of the news that I want to get to, and I'm going to ask her where the best ranch dressing in Charlottesville, Virginia is, Kelly. That's going to be the toughest question. And no, you cannot say your house or Panera Bread. Before I get to KJ, there's a new skateboard shop coming to the downtown mall. It's coming to the pavilion side of the mall. A couple doors down from Bagby's. Skateboarding is booming in popularity because it's an outside sport, and when you're skateboarding, you're generally 6-7 feet away from people. It's COVID made. It's made for COVID. Pickleball is another sport that's booming in popularity. I heard today from the Greencroft Club, their general manager, they reached out to me. They'd like for me to do a tour of their facility. This summer, 8 new pickleball courts coming to the Greencroft Club, and the Greencroft Club is trying to be the epicenter of pickleball in Central Virginia. More on those topics after Kelly's Corner. First, we got to welcome the co-star of Women Changing Our World to the set. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So did you go out for lunch beforehand?
We did.
Where did
I
you
brought
go?
Adam's brother, who's
Hello.
in town. He's been staying with us for a few days, so
Fantastic.
we took him to the burger bar.
In the luxury Treehouse?
No, we're letting him stay in the main house for now.
Okay, all right. So you're allowed to stay in the manor for now.
For today.
You don't have to go glamping in the treehouse.
No, not yet.
Is the treehouse finished?
No, not yet.
It's
getting there.
Okay.
I'll bring pictures on Monday.
Please, I cannot wait. They're building a luxurious treehouse. Really, I think it's a getaway from Adam for Adam when his 3 girls are driving him crazy.
Yes.
He can go to the woods and drink some bourbon.
That's exactly what
Is that what's happening?
Listen, he's going to try to get in trouble, so I tell him to leave.
Yeah.
So he can go there.
Because this is no ordinary treehouse. This is like the glamping of treehouses,
Glamping,
right?
yeah. It has
Is it?
TV, Wi-Fi, heating and air.
He's got TV there.
Yeah.
He's got Wi-Fi there.
Yeah,
He's got
fridge.
HVAC in there.
Yeah, he has
All
a
right.
generator,
All right.
like a big generator house.
I mean, I might be crashing over in the
Anytime.
south side of Charlottesville.
Anytime Mrs.
at the
Miller kicks
Jackson.
you out, you're
That
welcome.
happens quite often. That happens quite often. All right, so where are we going to go? I'm adapting to you today.
Okay, well, I wanted to hit on something you said, especially about employment. If anybody is looking for a job,
Yeah.
I am hiring at every single location, desperately hiring.
And you have 16?
16 locations.
16. So this is a common theme for everyone.
I need like 20 employees per location.
You need 20 employees per location.
At least.
So you're talking 320 openings.
Yes, come
That's
in.
a hell of a lot.
Come in.
What the hell is going on?
Well, we're hearing from people.
Because you don't hold back. That's one of the things we like about you.
No.
I think
And I've already
Adam,
had a Bloody Mary at lunch,
yeah,
so
Adam and Rick and Rosemary might be like, "What's going on?" Okay, what the hell is going on?
People are making more on unemployment and their stimulus checks than we could pay them. End of story. And I was talking to Chris, who's the manager at Wegmans. Their starting hourly rate is $15 an hour. And they can't even hire anybody. Listen,
So
I don't know.
Wegmans 5th Street Station is underemployed as well.
Oh, about half.
Get out.
No. That's the truth. I
So-
only speak the truth to you
I know
today.
you do. That's why we love having you here. That's why I said I'm adapting to you. Yeah. So does that mean the current workforce they have is getting like time and a half and overtime?
Yeah.
Wow. That's some serious additional labor.
Right. So listen, if you need a job, come to me first, and if you need a second job, go to Wagner.
There you go. There you go. How many total employees would you say your 16 locations have?
Oh, I don't know.
And
well, I mean,
on
now,
on full tilt, not now, full tilt.
full tilt, I would say, I don't know, 1,500 probably.
Okay, so you guys have a humongous workforce. So 1,500.
I mean, but that includes also like people in an office, like accountants.
The whole
like,
supply chain.
whole supply chain.
Yeah, of your family business.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a lot.
I mean, it's a lot, but we need more.
Okay.
So we're like half now.
Indicators to economic recovery. Someone who has 1,500 team members tied to their decision making, this would be a great question for you. How close are we to being fully recovered?
I think close.
You think so?
I mean, our sales last week, compared to 2019, are up.
Shut the front door.
I think it's, well, listen, I think it's
if
for two
there
reasons.
wasn't COVID, I would give you a hug right now.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
So it's good. So I mean,
Seriously.
we had a really great week.
So okay, I need to repeat that stat. Is that across the board for the entire family business?
In the last week. When we compared last week's numbers to 2019, the same week, we were up.
That's a serious economic indicator for recovery right there. That's congratulations.
No, but I think also it plays two things. One is Panera's delicious, of course.
Yeah,
but
conveniently located, priced fairly, and oh, so delicious.
Delicious all the time.
Yeah.
No, but I think the lack of fast casual options that have enough seating.
Yeah.
I think is helping us because we have our outdoor patios.
Okay.
Right?
And you're saying most fast casual does not have outside seating?
Well, it doesn't have outside seating, and they don't have as big of a footprint as we do. So
Okay.
our dining rooms are bigger, so therefore we can have more people inside and sit down.
Interesting, because at one point, the discussion and the prediction was that fast casual would be going to a much smaller footprint.
Right, and
so,
which we're going to do.
The residual of having the big footprint is causing positive for your business.
That's what it seems to be.
Get out of town.
I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, right?
Sure.
But, I mean, yes. And
so does that influence you from going to a smaller footprint moving forward?
I don't know, because I didn't think that was going to happen.
Right.
So I haven't really had time to talk to Adam and Rick and all the
Sure,
players
all the players, yeah.
to see what does that mean? I don't know.
So you're seeing at your 16 locations, guys. This is a great barometer of recovery. You're seeing at your 16 locations that people are unafraid to come inside or just only be outside.
No, people are inside.
Full. How much can you be
50%.
inside? 50%. Okay, and you're at 50% inside?
Yep.
Dang, if it was 100%, do you think
I think we'd be full.
Really?
I do. I think the weather's nice. I think people are vaccinated. And frankly, people are over it. People are over it. Right?
I think.
And the weather is good, and we've been stuck inside for a year, and it was cold, and it was crappy weather. People are like, I'll get the shot. Now I can go out.
Are people so it seems like you have a couple kinds of customers at Panera. Is it the customer that posts up with their laptop and stays for hours?
For sure. We have
Right now?
Right now.
Get out.
We do. We do, which is great.
That is great. I'm surprised.
Right, and we were on the downtown mall eating. I love the downtown mall.
Yeah, you went to Citizen Burger?
Citizen Burger.
Okay, Citizen Burger Bar.
I had a grilled cheese. Aaron had a delicious burger. We had some fried pickles that were out of this world.
Okay, you had a Bloody Mary?
I had a Bloody Mary. He had a beer. What'd you have?
Blue Mountain Lager. Oh, very nice.
Lager.
Okay.
And we came a little early for lunch because I wanted to be here.
Sure. Thank you for coming in.
Sure. I was
seriously, it's more fun, right?
It is so much more fun.
Yeah, it's so much more fun.
Next time I'll bring margs or something.
Oh, please.
Right?
I will drink.
Yeah.
You know I will.
Yes. And it wasn't very crowded by the time we left. There were a lot of people on the mall for a Thursday. I think it's picking up. What do you think?
I think so too. We talked about this, and when you're walking on the mall, you're fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm wearing a mask.
Okay, so what's the protocol?
Well, I think the protocol is now you don't have to.
Because you're outside. Do you wear a mask while on the mall, walking? I understand when you walk in a restaurant, you have your mask.
Right.
When you walk to the table, you have a mask.
Right.
When you go from the table to the bathroom, no problem, wear a mask.
Right.
When the waitress or waiter is coming to you, you can put your mask back on because they're there and you're just being cordial.
Sure.
Yeah, respectful. But when you're walking on the bricks of the mall.
I don't know. Well, I wore it, first of all, because
Did you wear it? While walking on the mall? Okay.
Well, I wear it because, I'm like a germ.
Yeah.
Germaphobe.
You're a germaphobe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she's a germaphobe. Yeah.
I'm like, forget it.
Right.
I'm going to wear it.
Yeah.
But also, I was afraid of how people were going to look at me if I didn't have one on.
To put it in perspective, she does a show on the I Love CVille Network with Jamie Schwartz called Women Changing Our World.
Yeah.
And for a large period of time, the only time you left your house during COVID
for a year
was to sit in this chair that I'm in.
And I made poor Judah wear a mask
and host a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made is an understatement. Made is an understatement.
Judah was a good team player. Thank you, Judah.
Juda's over 9 years. He goes, okay, I will do it.
He did it.
I know
and
he did.
You didn't complain once, Judah.
He did. So you're walking downtown on the mall, and you feel that the moral code is to wear a mask.
Yeah.
You think so?
Well, and I want people to like me.
Okay.
I don't want people to give me dirty looks walking around, frankly, either. And Listen, the COVID stuff is changing every second of every day. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. I don't know how effective the vaccines are because the numbers keep changing. They keep changing the rules on the masks. So I'm just going to wear it until they say no one ever has to wear a mask.
Okay, so what do you guys do at Panera? If someone comes in and they do not have it on,
we ask them nicely to put it on.
Does the store manager?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's a tough spot.
I mean, kind of, but we're lucky because where we live in Charlotte, I'm talking only Charlottesville
Yeah,
stores.
Charlottesville's very pro-mask.
They're pro-mask.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you go out to like Lynchburg.
Southwestern Virginia, not so much.
No.
Right?
People are not happy about
Because do you
wearing
have
masks.
Roanoke Valley location?
We have Roanoke.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you start seeing the commitment to the mask kind of meander
There was
off.
never a commitment to the mask down there.
Right.
Like,
Was there not?
No. Do you know they have so many vaccines down there? They can't even pay people to get them.
I know. Right?
I don't know. I think the people that really wanted the vaccine have gotten it.
Yeah.
Like they were like the hunters, like I was.
Sure.
Like up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like
you were aggressive.
I got it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you found it for friends.
Yeah, probably like 40 friends.
Yeah, she was the source. She was the source of the source.
I tried.
Seriously, it was impressive.
Yeah. But I did. A little birdie told me that the vaccine for 12 and up is going to be approved in the next 2 weeks.
Really? For your girls?
Yeah,
well
one
of your girls.
Yeah.
When is my kid's 3? When does a 3-year-old? Because
They said by the end of the year.
Because I feel comfortable with where I'm at. I have the Johnson & Johnson.
That's
I
what
got
I
one
did.
shot. Okay,
Yeah.
I feel comfortable. I felt probably more confident even before the vaccine than most.
You were.
Yes.
Yeah.
My beautiful better half,
She was not
very
having you.
different perspective. And she's also been fully vaccinated. She got a double shot Pfizer, I believe. Is it Pfizer? It was either Pfizer or Moderna. She had a 2-shot. Long story short, our little boy who's 3 does not have it. And that still gives her, like probably you, cause for concern.
Yeah, but so I've kind of loosened the family rules.
Really?
I mean, I know that's a shock.
Because the house was run like a jail warden
for sure.
during COVID.
Oh, yes.
Right?
It was like the whole, like at the beginning of COVID, I was the crazy person that was staging groceries outside in the garage, wiping them down and not bringing them in the house for 3 days.
Can I, and if this is an unfair question, say I'm not going to answer this.
Okay. I'll answer anything.
Your oldest got into some trouble and had to quarantine for like a week.
For sure, she did.
Can you relay that story, if that's okay?
So I said, okay. We were like 6 months in.
Okay.
She's a teenager.
Okay. So this is summer or post-summer of last year?
No, it was like summer.
Okay.
I think like summer. She said she really wanted to go to her good friend's birthday party.
Okay.
The mother said it's going to be outside.
Okay.
I went over her rules, just for her, like not everybody else's, right? She had to keep her mask on. She had to stay 6 feet apart from her friends. Like, don't go inside unless you have to use the restroom, right?
Okay.
I come to pick her up. She's with her friends, hugging them, no mask. Well, you broke the rules. Now you don't get to do that anymore, and now you got to stay in your room for a week.
You made her stay in the room for a week.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Well, listen.
I know. It's for the betterment of the family.
Right? I mean, I don't know what to tell
You're
you.
only as strong as your weakest link.
And she was the weak
Even
link.
if the weak link is your oldest daughter.
Right.
Gosh, Kelly Jackson. I like it. But that is an indicator that you were tough.
I was tough, yeah. I mean, I don't want to get sick and die.
No.
I don't want my parents, more specifically.
Well, and you have
an immune-compromised kid.
Right.
So, like, that's an issue.
So how did you loosen the reins?
So now I'm letting my kids get together and even have other kids spend the night.
At your house?
At my house.
Okay.
If both of their parents are fully vaccinated.
Okay. So you are using proof, you're using the vaccine passport.
Yes, a passport to my house.
To green light spend the nighters.
Yes.
With 13-year-old girls.
Yes.
At your house.
Yes.
Okay.
And poor Aaron, he had to drive all the way from Texas because I wouldn't let him get on a plane, and he quarantined for 2 weeks before driving down.
So he quarantined. This is your brother-in-law who's in studio, right over my shoulder here. Quarantined for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Before driving from Texas to Charlottesville.
Yeah. Because he's not vaccinated.
Dude, he's a hell of a brother-in-law.
I know, right?
Yeah, this guy is a
good
great.
one.
Yeah, you're a good brother-in-law right there.
Yeah.
Did he consider saying, no way, I'm not going to do that? Or how did you prove that?
I trust him.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
he's a
stand-up guy.
Yeah, he looks
he's the oldest of the family.
Yeah, he looks like a trustworthy guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and he took me to Germany on a beer tour for 10 days, so. That counts for something.
This Kelly's Corner right here. What did you think about the dairy market code building comparison? And what do you think of both projects?
I think both projects are great.
Yeah?
I think they offer two different things. I think that you're comparing apples to oranges. Just because the dairy market is like a destination.
Okay.
Right? Like I might go there on a date night.
Yeah.
Or meet my girlfriends there.
Okay.
For dinner, cocktails, whatever. But the code building is more of a think tank.
Yeah. That's
employment.
Yeah.
So I think, you know what I mean? You're kind of comparing an entertainment venue to like a office venue.
That's good points. The code building is a place of employment. Dairy Market, Dairy Central also has a place of employment.
Oh, okay.
Code building has pop-up restaurants.
Okay.
And some retail and a place for some live music. But I do see your point that Dairy Market is more experiential retail. Omni-experiential retail is the in vogue phrase now, where code is more work-centric.
That's what, yeah. One's more entertainment, one's more business, I feel.
That's fair. When you were walking the mall, what was going through your brain?
I was happy.
Yeah?
I was
Did you
happy
saw
to
the
be out.
buzz?
Yeah, I saw people out, people were eating. Like, it looked like some out-of-towners were walking, which, like, gave me hope.
Were you at Citizen Burger Bar inside or on the patio?
Inside.
Inside? Get out of town.
I mean, listen, I've really...
You wild and crazy kid, you.
Who knows where the day's going to take me, Jerry?
Eating. So, can you and your man have a dinner date inside Tavola at the Shichetti Bar?
Yes.
Because last time we had you on, you said, not so fast, my friend.
No, but now I feel better. I mean, I've done my research.
Over 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now I know my vaccine's fully kicked in, and I think the majority of people in Charlottesville are vaccinated.
Think?
I do.
Well, you follow the numbers. Is that true? Is that?
I think, yeah.
The majority?
I would think, in Charlottesville, I would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, certainly in this room.
Right. And but, you know, I don't know. I think so. Because you can still get vaccine appointments. They're available in Charlottesville.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. You don't think that? Do you know anybody who's... I don't know anybody who's not vaccinated.
Are those numbers... You follow this closer than I do. Are those numbers released by the health district?
I think... I don't know.
Vaccinated people?
I know the number of vaccinations they've given.
Okay.
I mean, like, you could... That's public.
Yeah, that's
so
public.
Then you can take that
so you can extrapolate from there. Yeah.
But then, you know, you have people driving in from wherever.
Yeah.
Judah, did you get yours yet? Judah, let's make you an appointment right now. On air.
I'm hesitant. What is my role as cut to the chase here. Okay.
Are you going to make Judah get the vaccine or not?
What is my
basically?
role? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, what is my role? I mean, I've encouraged.
Have you bullied?
No, I'm not a bully. He's rolling his eye. I am not a bully over there. I am not a bully. I am not a bully.
I think, listen, I think if you, as long as the people coming in the studio know.
Yeah.
And if Judah's okay wearing a mask when people come in, if they require that. I mean, and it's not like you're running a restaurant.
When you're fully vaccinated.
Yeah. I was like the first.
You're super early.
Super
early. You're talking, okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
You're fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
And you know, you walk into Citizen Burger Bar.
Okay.
This is a hypothetical.
Me personally, not business. We're talking Kelly Jackson.
Kelly Jackson,
okay.
Personally. You are fully vaccinated.
Yes.
You walk into Citizen Burger Bar.
Yeah.
It's happy hour.
Yeah.
You order a beverage.
Of course.
The person next to you at the bar, you overhear in conversation saying, I have not been vaccinated.
Well, that's on you then. Because I'm vaccinated and I can't, you mean.
And they're sitting at the bar, because you can sit at bars now, right?
I mean,
and they're drinking a beer and they don't have a mask on.
I'm probably moving.
You're moving.
I mean,
you're fully vaccinated,
I know, but if there's a spot open, I might slide over.
Even though you're fully vaccinated.
Right, but it's not 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You know, okay, here's this.
Okay.
If I had a choice between going shopping at one retail place and all of their employees were vaccinated versus going to buy jeans at another retail place where their employees were not vaccinated.
Where would you go?
I'm going to the vaccinated place.
You would go to the vaccinated place.
I mean, yeah.
So wouldn't you think, and we've talked about this before, that the business would utilize that as a marketing, because you're a marketing person.
Yeah.
As a marketing strategy.
For sure.
Or could it backfire on the business?
I mean,
because people get pissed off from a civil liberties. Oh, these people.
I don't think you can force people. My personal opinion, I don't think you can force people unless you're like a doctor or a, around elderly people or a teacher. I think a teacher would need to be vaccinated. So I think there's certain industries where you need to be vaccinated. But like, I don't think restaurants should force their employees to get vaccinated. I don't know if you can legally do that. I think you can, but I don't know that. Do you?
Well, I don't know. What do you say to the folks that are like, oh, you're asking if I've gotten a needle in my arm and I've gotten vaccinated. Are you going to ask me if I have
That's
had
what I'm saying. I don't think you can legally
colonoscopy?
Right. Yeah.
Are you going to ask me if I've had a colonoscopy? Breast exam?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't think with HIPAA you can do
that. That's
that.
what I'm saying.
But
it's
also,
such gray area.
But then I do know, like, my friend Rhonda, who's an amazing travel agent here in Charlottesville.
But travel might be different.
But getting on a cruise ship, you're gonna have to show your vaccination card
or a negative test. Right?
No, I think you have to have the.
You have to have the vaccination card.
I think you have to have the vaccination.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And in Germany, our tour guide Scott, who was awesome in Germany, right now in Germany, you have to get a negative COVID test or show your vaccine card to not have to quarantine or anything.
How about this question?
Ooh.
Andre Xavier.
Oh, well, yesterday. Okay, keep going.
No, please.
Oh,
please.
He was amazing and set up Adam and Aaron on a private brew tour.
So,
shout out.
Aaron Jackson, who's in studio, and Adam.
Yeah.
They left the luxurious treehouse, and then they went on a hop-on tour.
Yeah.
And Andre Xavier set it up.
And Andre was amazing. He got an amazing driver. What was his name? Steve, the driver.
Steve, the driver.
Yep. Brought a car. It was just the two of them. Steve was amazing. So if you're looking for something to do, they're starting to get booked. So
there
if you
want
one, book it.
Andre Xavier, well done. You know business, my friend. Well done. He says, this is an interesting topic and something we talked about earlier this week. I read this article that in order for restaurants to find employees, they will have to start the hourly rate at $17 an hour.
No one can afford that.
That's what he said.
Okay, but so I've had this discussion, and this is probably not going to be well, I want your take on it. It's
let's go
opinion.
back and forth on this.
Okay. So if I had to pay my employees, let's say $17 or $20
she has
an hour.
1,500 employees when her 16 restaurants are running full tilt.
Right. Okay, so we have two choices then, really.
Okay.
We either cannot hire as many employees.
Okay. Or you raise your prices.
Or I got to raise my prices.
Those are the two options you have. That's the two options any business...
That's the only options.
The two options any business would have if faced with this conundrum.
And not offer bonuses or raises or all kinds of things.
Government forcing the hand of a business to raise hourly rate and making minimum wage $15 an hour. She's saying the two solutions to solving that conundrum are increased menu prices or shrinking the staff.
Right. Because how else are you going to make that up?
You could alternatively shrink portion size, but that would piss off customers, along with potentially increased prices.
Right.
So you would probably go the shrunk staff route.
I don't know. I mean, that's not my choice to make.
So 50, you're saying if
but
it goes...
do you have a better solution? Like, what else could you do? And then, realistically, if and I'm asking this question because I don't know if I'm thinking about it correctly, but if employees across the board, everywhere, let's say grocery stores, so it's not all on me.
Sure, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Grocery store employee, if they are now making $15 an hour, right, then the price of the groceries are going to go up.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So even though someone might be making more, they're now paying more in taxes to our lovely government, and all their necessities and needs, their prices are also going up. So how is it at all helping? Am I like?
Oh, I mean, I think this is what's called inflation. We're in inflationary times right now. The cost of goods across most supply chains in our country, the cost of goods are going up, and as a result, the business is having to raise prices. I mean, we're in inflationary times right now. I mean, here's my position on $15 an hour minimum wage, and I'm going to give you both sides.
Okay.
Both sides. The side that is pro, and this is for the sake of a talk show.
Sure.
Because this is a hot topic.
Yeah. I want people to get paid fairly.
This is for a talk show conversation. The pro for $15 an hour would mean you could have more diversity within a community. That if you don't raise the bottom price point or the bottom threshold of salary, then you're just going to have an area that's just rich people living here, and then the folks that are living outside of the area are the folks that, lack of better phrase, are servicing the rich.
Right.
That is the pro of creating.
I agree with that.
Now,
I think that's a good pro.
And I'm gonna add this to it. Even if the minimum wage was $15 an hour, that still would not allow the $15 an hour employee to live or buy a home within Charlottesville.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't like.
A good rule of thumb for people that want to know how much $15 an hour is. Every $10 an hour is $20K in take-home pay per year. So if you make $10 per hour, you got $20,000 in your yearly salary.
And who can live on that? In Charlottesville.
Well, I mean,
we've talked about that.
You
can't live in Charlottesville.
Well, what was the argument that you had earlier today about these jobs earlier this week?
Yeah. I mean, I can't hire enough employees. People are getting paid more in unemployment and the stimulus checks.
Well, is the job a stepping stone job to other things?
Of course.
And that's why the pay is what it is. It's not expected to be a full-time or long-time job.
Right. We promote within. That is our main goal. When we hire somebody, we map out a whole plan to get them to where they want to be. Whether that be a manager, an assistant manager, a district manager. Like, we try to map out their whole path with them because we want them to stay with us for the long.
Sure.
The long haul.
Yeah, that makes sense because then your business has institutional memory with its staff. It's more consistent. Right. Vanessa Parkhill says, right, Kelly. The one who really wins when wages and prices go up is the taxing government.
Right. Okay, thank you for saying
Vanessa
that.
Parkhill. And she says, as far as I know, UVA Hospital has not required employees to be vaccinated.
Ooh.
So there's two good comments from Vanessa Parkhill. So if UVA Hospital is not requiring its employees to be vaccinated, how could the everyday Tom, Dick, and Harry small business owner
But I wonder
require
if that's
it?
like UVA employees meaning like not including doctors and nurses and people who see patients.
Okay, here's a question for anybody that's watching.
Right?
Can you please help us? Does UVA Hospital make its staff that is working in the hospital and interacting with patients, does UVA Hospital make those personnel, do they have to be vaccinated?
Because I'm not going to a doctor if they're not vaccinated.
But how would you know?
Because I'm going to ask them.
You would ask them?
I'm sure going to, yeah. And if my doctor told me to get the vaccination.
Would you buy a watermelon from a grocer that has not been vaccinated?
Yeah.
You would?
I would because I can wash it.
Okay. So it's gonna be in Kelly's world, you are gonna be asking anyone you interact with, have you been vaccinated?
On not a work level, because I'm not gonna do that in my work life.
Yeah. Okay.
Just being clear.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna break any of the HIPAA laws.
Right. Personally.
Personally, yeah. Like
anybody.
Well, like what do you mean anybody? Like, I'm not gonna go to Wegmans and before I walk in, be like, excuse me, is everybody that works here vaccinated? I'm not going to go. I'm not that insane. But, like, my friends who want to come over and hang out, I say, are you vaccinated? And if they say yes, I'll be like, great, come on over.
And if no?
Then we got to sit outside. And pee before you come.
Keith Smith, pee before you come, because they can't use the bathroom. Is there a bathroom in the treehouse?
Yeah.
There is a bathroom in the treehouse?
Yeah, you put one in.
There's a bathroom in the treehouse?
I don't know how it's going to work.
How big is this damn treehouse?
How big is that, Aaron? It's not that big.
It's not that big. 50 by 20.
That's pretty damn big.
Sleep 6.
Yeah, that's a freaking, that's a cottage.
It's an Airbnb.
That's a cottage right there. Keith Smith
Hi, Keith.
has a comment. He
I love
says,
Keith.
first you rock.
Thanks, Keith.
And then he says, just read a very interesting report put out by Virginia Realtors that the first quarter of 2021's commercial looking a lot better than expected. I need to dig into it more, but I'm wondering what Kelly is seeing with the commercial market out there. That's a good question. So if she has 16 locations, she has a deep interest into commercial real estate because her locations are tied to the foot and drive-by traffic that correspond with those commercial real estate spots.
Right.
So how's it looking?
I mean, it's interesting because it's different in every market, right?
Okay.
For example, if you take a shopping center like Barracks Road, there are not many empty retail spots.
Are there any?
Yeah, I think there's like one or two.
Okay.
But in general, it's full, right? But then you take like a Fifth Street, and tenants are gone.
Fifth Street Station.
Fifth Street Station.
Which is in Charlottesville. For those that are watching outside of Central Virginia, that's probably the newest shopping center.
Right. And they're building another one.
In Albemarle County.
Do you know what they're putting in that?
They're building another one. I know.
I mean, if they can't fill up one shopping center, why are they building another?
That's a good question. I think that's called greed. So your view on commercial real estate is?
I think it's going to take a while to come back. I think commercial real estate is going to have a hard comeback.
Okay.
Because people are used to working at home and employees are like, hey, I don't have to pay to rent this space and air conditioning and lights and Wi-Fi and all this stuff.
Right.
When I could be saving money and making money and all my employees can work at home.
Yeah.
So I think like those kind of office buildings, I think people are going to move away from that.
You think?
I don't know. And a lot of people then have moved, right? Like moved further out. Like I know people from New York who have moved to Charlottesville, but they kept their job in New York.
I think, okay.
You think I'm wrong? I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I'm not disagreeing or agreeing with you. I think, Jamie Dimon, we talked about this earlier in the week, CEO, JP Morgan Chase, says he wants his team members back in New York City office this summer, working in the office, and they'll do a rotational schedule, kind of like a hybrid model that's more heavily weighted to office interaction. And I think when you got somebody like of his influence and clout, that's going to create a trickle-over effect to other banks. I mean, that's the largest bank in America.
I mean, I'm not talking about big companies. I'm talking like, 20, 30, like State Farm.
Yeah, they ditched their Pantops headquarters, and everybody's working from home.
Right. I mean, I think smaller retail places, commercial real estate, small.
I don't know, man. I think eventually, I mean, just like you said, people are getting over COVID. Aren't they going to get over, taking Zoom calls in a nice Brooks Brothers button down, but the Dora the Explorer pajama pants?
Right.
I mean, don't you think people are eventually going to get over that as well?
I don't know.
I mean, are you over it? Do you want to get back to face-to-face? You came here for the interview instead of doing it via Skype?
Yeah. I'm over Skype.
You're over screens.
I'm over screens.
Right?
Well, I mean, I'm still watching some stuff on Netflix, but yes.
Well, you love TV.
I love TV.
She loves TV. Yeah, he's kind of chuckle over there.
Yeah.
He knows
anything
that you
true
love
crime.
TV. We know. We know. I feel like I know too. You going to tell us what your take is for the best ranch dressing?
Well, I would. Panera doesn't have ranch dressing.
You don't have ranch?
No.
I thought you had ranch.
No, we don't.
Okay.
I think
what's the go-to sauce?
Probably the Greek.
The Greek at Panera?
Yeah, I mean, every salad has its own dressing.
What do you think is the most famous sauce tied to a fast casual restaurant? Well, how about ketchup? Ketchup I don't think is tied specifically to a brand or a restaurant.
No.
How about the most famous sauce that's tied to a restaurant? Is it the Chick-fil-A sauce?
No, do you know what? I think I might be the only person. I think their Chick-fil-A special sauce is gross.
The Chick-fil-A sauce I think is really good.
You do?
I think it's really, really good. Is that the most famous sauce tied to a restaurant?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Arby's sauce.
Oh, Arby's sauce.
That's a great suggestion.
Delish.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Yeah. I think Arby's sauce and the Chick-fil-A sauce are probably in a league of their own. I mean, it's not the sweet and sour from McDonald's.
Okay, have you ever dipped your McDonald's fries into the sweet and sour sauce?
Oh, of course. I love that.
Best.
What is your favorite ranch? Because you love ranch, don't you?
I eat ranch on everything.
Ranch is the South's ketchup.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? Do you have a favorite ranch out there?
Not like restaurant specific, but I like to make my own ranch from the ranch packets.
Okay.
I feel like that tastes better.
You make your own ranch from the ranch packets? How do you do that?
Yeah, there's directions on the back.
Oh, at home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you're like out and about, where's the best ranch dressing?
I think Burton's has a pretty good
Burton's
ranch.
got good ranch. I had Burton's on the
Fitzroy.
show. Fitzroy?
Yeah.
Good ranch?
Yeah.
How about, don't your boys at Mellow have good ranch?
Oh, Mellow does have good ranch.
Right?
But their ranch is a little different. I like
There's
more of
this-
like a watery ranch. They're like a thick ranch.
The viscosity of the Mellow's ranch is thick. I remember the viscosity being runny.
I like runny ranch.
I like
think if
runny
remember,
ranch.
There's
Theirs is runny. Theirs is
well.
not thick. Their viscosity is not thick. It is not. The Silk Mill Grill in Orange County has really
I've
good
never
ranch.
been there.
You and Adam and Mr. Jackson over here should take a trip. And one of Mr. Xavier's, he says it was CVille Tours, not CVille Hop-On Tours.
Sorry, CVille Tours.
CVille Tours. He also adds $15 an hour as possible. Hop-On has been paying $15 start rate for the last 5 years. It takes commitment, but for the restaurant industry, it is hard. Margins are very small. That's the difference.
That is the difference.
Is you're operating on much thinner margins.
Listen, if I could run a business and afford to pay everybody $50 an hour, I would do that.
Of course you would.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People think if you own restaurants, you're making hand over fist in cash.
Dude, Wilson
That
Ritchie.
is not the truth.
Wilson Ritchie has explained that to me so many times in the most humble way possible. Wilson Ritchie, we know, is like the king of the downtown
Yeah.
mall for restaurants.
Yeah.
He says, everyone sees me owning all these restaurants.
Right.
And they think that I'm just rolling in it.
Right.
And it's
That's not how it
the
works.
opposite.
Right.
Yeah, it's the opposite
Because it
of
takes
that.
so much to run a restaurant.
He's creating these restaurants first and primary to figure out jobs and like a growth for his staff.
Right.
And if he can shave off a little bit for himself
Like
and
pay
use
yourself.
the tax deduction,
Right.
then that's why you do it.
Right.
So I mean, that's we have to demystify that stigma that restaurateurs are Scrooge McDuck.
Right,
Remember
that's not- I mean,
DuckTales?
yeah, yes.
Swimming in the gold coins.
DuckTales.
Is that
Love
what you
that.
guys are doing?
I wish.
I know.
I mean, listen, if I was rolling in it, I would not be working.
Right.
I
I don't think I could get her to come
be
here
like,
on a
"Cash out."
Thursday afternoon. She would be in like Tahiti or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was good. This is always fun. Am I missing anything? Anything else you want to cover?
Oh, I did want to cover or ask you one thing, if
Sure.
you want to talk about it.
Please.
I was looking at your platform.
Oh.
Because you're running.
Yes.
So it's very interesting.
Board of Supervisors.
What are you thinking to do with the park?
You're talking Biscuit Run Park?
Yeah.
So Biscuit
'Cause
Run
it's right
Park.
by me.
I know. Right by
So
Wagner.
I was excited to hear about that.
Dude, this would actually be good for Fifth Street Station. There's a park right next to Wegmans and Fifth Street Station called Biscuit Run.
Yeah.
It's 1,200 acres.
Why aren't they doing anything with it?
For the last 11 or 12 years, Albemarle County has been doing nothing with this park besides maintaining it and spending taxpayer dollars on it.
Let's do something with it.
They
what are you going
could
to do with
create-
the chair?
I mean, if I'm elected, and thank
Yeah.
you for asking this question, if I'm elected to the Board of Supervisors, I would take that 1,200 acres and first I would open the park. I would figure out a way for citizens and taxpayers to use the park. I would put a hut on the park and have a $15 an hour employee work the hut and then charge admissions for the park.
Cool.
Albemarle County residents would have a price, and folks that don't live in Albemarle County would have a price marginally higher. We could create a portion of the park and allocate it to core and capshaw and red light management. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, maybe one time during the weekend, create a music hall and an
Love
outdoor
that.
amphitheater. And folks,
Could
when
you
they're
move the farmer's market from the...
you could create an Albemarle County farmers
Yes.
market. You could take the Wednesday market and make it a permanent home at Biscuit Run.
I love that.
And folks leaving Charlottesville from Albemarle County before they go to the music venue for some live music will probably get a broccoli and cheddar bowl at Panera Bread.
I mean, I hope so.
And
Okay.
that's going to drive
Okay.
incremental
Yeah,
tax revenue.
Listen, I'll do it. Okay, do you remember did you ever play when you were a kid at like those wood castle parks? Mm-hmm. It's like the ginormous castle.
Oh, yeah.
Build one of those.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a cool one of those.
Kind
in
of like
Charlottesville.
a sensory or experiential park for kids.
Yeah, and like make it accessible to all kinds of kids.
Yeah.
Like have the swings and have wheelchair accessible, have all accessible to all people. And because I think it's going to be in a park where you have to like kind of pay, it's going to be safe.
That's a great idea.
Right.
And in Biscuit Run Park, there are mountain biking trails that have already been carved. We could create
it.
a regional mountain biking tournament.
That'd be so cool.
We could create a regional running race, right
Yeah.
there. We could use part of the 1,200 acres to build soccer fields for a regional sports tournament.
Why wouldn't
Pickleball
we be
courts
doing
for a
that?
regional tournament.
Absolutely.
What-
Sand volleyball courts?
Anything is better than what we're doing
Yes.
now, which is
Nothing.
nothing. Absolutely
Nothing.
nothing. Doesn't this just make common sense?
Yeah, I mean, I do. If I lived in your district, I would vote for
It
you.
makes common sense,
It
right?
makes sense. Okay, the next time I'm on, I'll pick another topic about what you're running on.
No, I mean, I loved it. I hope you can, we should make this a weekly occurrence.
I love it.
Would you be able to leave the manor and the luxury treehouse and do it in person?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then lunch beforehand?
Lunch before.
Is the fabulous Aaron going to accompany every time?
No, he lives in Texas.
Oh,
He's got to
he
go
lives in
home.
Texas. Does he? Do you have to quarantine for 2 weeks before you go back to Texas? No?
No.
You don't have to make it? Because he's going back to
He's going
Texas.
back. I don't care when he
You
goes
don't
when he
care.
goes
He's
back.
going back. Yeah, she does not care.
Yeah, you pick the day. You pick the day of the week. I'll be here.
All right.
And next time I'll bring cocktails.
Please.
Because your bar is like.
Well, we
you gotta-
drink.
I know, but you got to step up your
We
game.
drink it.
I need to get you one of those mini on Amazon. Those mini ice machines.
We have, yeah.
You need one of those.
That would be awesome. We have probably 12, 14 bottles over there, and a lot of them are empty. It's because we drink here.
And no mixers. I was like,
We drink
I
it
could do
straight.
a shot of vodka, but maybe not.
Judah Wickower's role model is Don Draper
Judah, are you boozing it up at 9 in the
from
morning?
Mad Men. You know
I love
Don
that
Draper?
show. Yes.
Yeah.
He's always having a cocktail.
Oh, do you have a crush on Don Draper?
Yeah.
You
Who
do?
isn't?
I have a crush on two beautiful ladies in Mad Men.
Ooh, the redhead?
The redhead?
For sure, I saw that one coming.
Why did you see that coming?
Because that's for
No,
sure.
for
you.
what reason?
Just
What do you-
because I could just
You're
see
jumping to conclusions.
No,
What is the reason? And also Don's wife, ex-wife.
Oh, yeah. She's pretty.
Yeah, both.
Both.
And very different.
Yeah.
Very beautiful ladies.
Yeah.
Judah, Don Draper, you? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. This was fun.
This was fun. It's always fun.
So
Jerry.
much fun. This was, we were 40 minutes right here.
Ooh,
Kelly,
damn.
how about Monday's show? What do you have going on?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Something.
Women Changing Our World.
Yeah, Women Change the World. Something's going to happen.
Monday at 10:15 a.m.
Yes. We kind of fly by the seat of our
You and
pants.
Jamie Schwartz.
Yes. I know.
Women Changing Our World.
Yes, Women Change Our World. Tune in. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it'll be wild and crazy as always.
10:15 a.m. on Monday. Kelly Jackson, Jamie Schwartz. It's fun. It's unexpected. It's off the chart. It's just hilarity waiting to happen. Women Changing Our World.
try.
Aaron, thank you for coming. Judah Wickower, Kelly Jackson. My name is Jerry Miller, and this is the I Love CVille Show on a Thursday afternoon. We have a Zoom conference call in 3.5 minutes.
You better get on
This is the first you're hearing of this. And yes, I'm bad at communication. Yes, you tell me every single day.
Vote for Jerry Miller.
So does my wife. She says, your communication skills suck, Jerry. All right, thank you for joining us. You guys have a good one. Take care. Hey, nicely done.
Oh, you're so fun, as always.
so fun.
I know, it is fun.
In person is so
So much better.